Genders of the Railroad, Part 10, Runaway Gendersome Trucks. It was New Year's Eve on the island of Sodor, and the engines were really useful. Becky, the woman train, was pulling freight cars full of crates. They were streamers for New Year's Eve. Dwee and Lauren pulled into the yard. I'm really useful. Today, Becky, Sam has been punished at the incline because she broke the winch, said Mr. Cakester. So she's going to pull freight cars today. Yes, sir, said Dwee. Meanwhile, Sam was enjoying herself by pulling the troublesome trucks. They were laughing and giggling to each other. Here I go down the northeast corridor, Sam said. On, faster, faster, yelled the freight cars. The trushes were loaded with lots of stuff. These are the gendersome trucks, laughed Sam. And she steamed down the line. Cars and trucks were waiting at the grade crossing for the whole train to go by. But however, Sam began to feel a little woozy and the train began to go faster. Oh no! On! Faster, faster! Yelled the freight cars. And they rolled down the line. Let's break a coupling, said one of the freight cars very crossly. We should, said one of the freight cars. And then it happened. The coupling broke and the 41 cars started to roll forward and 41 cars went up. We're gonna come 81 again, the freight cars, and then the freight cars began to move but with no engine. And they came to a standstill. Sam's driver and fireman noticed something. The coupling was broken. My coupling is broken, said the angry car. And the freight cars started to roll down the hill. Whee! Cheered the freight cars. And they rolled faster and faster. And then they became out of control. And they rolled down the line. Meanwhile, Nilma was pulling her freight train. She was doing a fine job. It feels good to be a useful engine, Nilma said. Just then the runaway cars started to roll faster and faster and faster. Faster! Faster! Laughed the freight cars. And they rolled past Nilma. Goodness me, she said. Train cars can't move with no engine. She was right. A car parked itself on the crossing and the freight cars couldn't stop. We're out of control, they yelled. And then the trushes began to roll backwards. We're free, they laughed. And they rolled down the northeast corridor that went from Boston to Washington, D.C. They rolled past Mansfield Station near Market Basket grocery store and they went fast. The freight cars were out of control. James was parked at a signal. "Stop those cars!" he cried. The signalman switched the points, and the freight cars went right into the buffers! "Bust my buffers!" gasped James. "That was close!" Mr. Cakester arrived on Lauren and Dwee. He was very proud. "Great work, James," he said. "You are a really useful engine. You saved a nasty accident from happening." "Thank you, sir," puffed James. Before long, Sam buffered up to the freight cars and she pulled them back onto the rails, and the brake van was re-railed. "I would like you, Dwee, to collect chocolate chip cookies," said Mr. Cakester. And Sam did Dwee's job for her. To be continued.